If you're a woman over 60, I need to tell you something that may completely change how you think about building strength. Whey protein, the powder you've been told is the secret to fighting muscle loss, almost never works for women your age. In fact, for many women after menopause, it can make things worse. You can drink it every day. You can eat eggs every morning. And you can try to push through your weakness, but your muscles will still shrink if your body can't absorb what you're giving it. What no one tells you is this: women lose muscle twice as fast as men after menopause. And whey protein was never designed for your hormonal, digestive, or metabolic needs. That's why so many women keep feeling unsteady on the stairs, tired after a short walk, or frustrated when their legs simply don't respond the way they used to. But here's the part that's been kept quiet. There are 3 natural foods that work better than whey protein for women over 60, foods that your body can absorb, use, and turn into real strength. And there are also 3 everyday foods that silently shut down your muscle-building efforts, no matter how healthy you think you're eating. In a moment, I'll reveal the one overlooked food almost every woman has in her kitchen right now. Yet almost no one knows how powerful it truly is. If you're a woman over 60, you've probably felt something that's hard to put into words. Maybe your legs feel weaker when you stand at the kitchen counter too long. Maybe holding your grandchild for just a few minutes leaves your arms tired in a way that never used to happen. Or maybe you've noticed that simple things: carrying groceries, getting up from a deep chair, climbing a few steps, take more effort than they should. It's not in your head. It's not a lack of willpower. And it's not because you're just getting older. For women after menopause, the body changes in ways that most people never talk about. Estrogen drops, and with it, your ability to keep muscle. That's why you can be eating well, walking daily, even doing light workouts, yet still feel your strength slipping. Linda, a 68-year-old retired teacher, felt the same way. She told me she had been exercising for months, trying everything she could, but her legs still felt hollow, almost as if the muscle inside was slowly fading away. She drank whey protein shakes, ate eggs every morning, and pushed herself to stay active, yet nothing changed. What she didn't know is something many women don't know. After 60, digestion becomes more sensitive. Low iron, slow absorption, lactose intolerance, and bloating from beans or dairy make it almost impossible for your body to use the protein you take in. So even when you're doing everything right, your muscles aren't getting what they need. You're not alone. Millions of women experience this every single day, and it's not your fault. So here's the part most women never hear clearly. Building muscle after 60 isn't just about eating more protein. Your body needs 3 things working together: protein, the right micronutrients, and the ability to actually absorb what you eat. And for women after menopause, absorption becomes the most important piece of all. As I often tell my patients, for women after menopause, digestion and micronutrient balance matter more than raw protein grams. That's why the usual solutions like whey shakes or extra eggs don't lead to real strength. Your muscles need foods that your body can break down gently, foods that deliver protein along with the minerals, fats, and vitamins that help that protein turn into strength. In a moment, I'll show you 3 natural foods that do exactly that, plus the simple digestion tweaks that make them work beautifully for women over 60. When it comes to rebuilding muscle after 60, especially for women, Greek yogurt is one of the few foods your body can truly use. Not because it's trendy, not because it's high protein, but because it delivers the kind of nutrition a postmenopausal body actually absorbs. 1 cup of real Greek yogurt gives you around 20 to 23 grams of protein. But what makes it powerful isn't the number. It's the way this protein works slowly, feeding your muscles for almost 7 hours. For women who lose muscle faster after menopause, slow-release protein is like giving your body steady strength instead of short bursts that disappear too quickly. And the calcium matters just as much. Every cup carries about 200 milligrams of calcium, not just for bones, but for muscle function. Calcium helps your muscles contract and relax, which is why many women feel their legs shaking or tiring easily. After menopause, the body loses calcium faster, and muscles begin to feel unstable. Greek yogurt fills that gap in a gentle but effective way. This isn't new science. In the early 1900s, researchers in Greece followed older adults for 12 weeks and found that those who ate Greek yogurt daily became almost 40% stronger from the same workouts as people who didn't eat it, even long before research existed. Greek shepherds discovered its power by accident. When their milk sat too long in leather bags, it turned thick and tangy. These shepherds worked long, brutal days in the mountains, climbing, lifting, walking for hours. Yet they stayed strong well into their 70s and 80s. Their secret wasn't meat or powders. It was the slow, steady energy from their yogurt. But for many women, over 60, regular yogurt can cause bloating or gas. That's why choosing lactose-free Greek yogurt is the game changer. It's easier on the stomach, easier to absorb, and far more comfortable for women who have become sensitive to dairy. Adding a sprinkle of cinnamon on top warms the stomach, reduces bloating, and helps digestion. Small tweaks that make a big difference. This is exactly how Linda, the 68-year-old retired teacher, started. Her digestion was weak, so she began with just half a cup each morning. That was enough. Within 2 weeks, her legs didn't feel as shaky when standing up from a chair. Her energy in the kitchen lasted longer. She told me, "I didn't change anything big. I just started with something my body liked. And here's how you can use Greek yogurt across your day. For breakfast, pair it with berries or granola for steady morning strength. At lunchtime, blend a few spoonfuls into a smoothie with banana or almond milk. At dinner, use it as a creamy dip for vegetables or roasted eggplant. These combinations give your muscles gentle, continuous support. And right after breakfast, try this tiny ritual that Linda uses. Stand at your counter and do 10 slow heel raises. It activates your calf muscles, improves balance, and trains your legs to use the protein you just ate. It takes less than 30 seconds, yet it teaches your body to turn nutrition into strength. In a moment, we'll talk about the second food. When you pair it with Greek yogurt, the results become even stronger. If Greek yogurt gives your muscles slow and steady support, lentils give them the oxygen and fuel they need to stay alive and active. This single food has been powering strong bodies for thousands of years. Lentils may look simple, but they deliver about 18 grams of protein per cooked cup, along with iron, fiber, and folate. The exact combination most women over 60 are missing without even knowing it. What makes lentils especially powerful is their iron content. Iron is what carries oxygen to your muscles. If your iron is low, your muscles feel weak, your legs feel heavy, and your energy drops before the day even starts. Nearly 40 to 55% of women over 60 experience some level of iron deficiency or low ferritin. That means almost half of senior women are tired not because they lack effort, but because their muscles are literally starving of oxygen. Lentils solve that problem in a way few foods can. They come packed with iron and folate, which your body uses to create healthy red blood cells. More red blood cells mean better oxygen delivery. Better oxygen delivery means stronger muscles, more stable legs, and a clearer mind. It also means fewer midday crashes, the kind that leave many women sitting down just for a minute, only to stay tired for hours. This is why ancient Roman gladiators used lentils as a core part of their diet. These were warriors who fought with heavy weapons and armor, relying on explosive strength and endless stamina. They didn't rely on meat every day. They relied on lentils, barley, and beans because these plants built strength consistently and cheaply. Archaeologists even found evidence that gladiators were called hordearii, meaning barley men, because their power came mostly from plant proteins like lentils. More recently, an 8-month study followed seniors who ate lentils 3 times a week. They maintained 85% more muscle mass than those who avoided legumes altogether. Their energy was steadier, their legs were stronger, and their recovery after activity improved significantly. But here's something many women never hear. Lentils can cause bloating or gas if cooked the wrong way, especially for women with sensitive digestion after menopause. That's why a few simple digestion tweaks make all the difference. Soak lentils for 4 to 6 hours, rinse them well, and cook them with a slice of ginger. Ginger calms the stomach, reduces gas, and helps your body digest lentils more gently. And don't start with a full cup. Begin with 1/4 to 1/2 cup at a time. Let your body warm up to it. This is exactly what Linda did. She added lentil soup to her lunch 3 times a week, just a small bowl. Within a couple of weeks, her afternoon fatigue disappeared. She told me, "I didn't realize how low my iron was until I felt what real energy actually feels like again." Her legs didn't feel as heavy. Her walks became longer. Her mood brightened. She didn't change her workouts. She simply gave her muscles the oxygen they were missing. Cooking lentils at home is simple. Sort through them to remove any stones. Rinse until the water runs clear. Simmer 1 cup of lentils in 3 cups of water for 20 to 25 minutes until tender but not mushy. Red lentils cook even faster, and green lentils hold their shape well for salads. For meals, add them into soups, blend them into a thick vegetable puree, or mix with roasted vegetables for a complete, nutrient-rich plate. And after your lentil lunch, try this tiny ritual. Stand up from your chair 8 to 10 times in a row. This sit-to-stand movement wakes up the muscles in your thighs and hips, teaching your body to use the iron and protein you just ate. It takes less than a minute, yet it strengthens the exact muscles women rely on to stay independent. Up next, I'll show you the third food, a food rich in healthy fats that unlocks muscle growth in a way protein alone never can. If Greek yogurt gives you slow, steady protein. And lentils bring oxygen to your muscles. Then peanut butter, or almond butter, if you prefer something gentler, is the food that unlocks the final piece women over 60 often miss. Healthy fats. Not just any fats, but the kind that keep your muscles fueled, your hormones balanced, and your body energized for hours. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter give you around 8 grams of protein. But the magic isn't in the protein. It's in the niacin, a powerful B vitamin that opens up your blood vessels like tiny highways. When those vessels open, more oxygen and nutrients reach your muscles. That means faster recovery, steadier strength, and better stamina throughout the day. Healthy fats also help your body absorb vitamins A, D, E, and K. 4 vitamins that your muscles, the bones, and joints depend on, especially after menopause. Many women don't realize that protein alone cannot build muscle if your body can't absorb the vitamins that support muscle repair. Peanut butter brings those vitamins to life. It turns nutrition into something your body can actually use. But there's something important here. Safety. If you're allergic to peanuts, don't force it. Almond butter works beautifully and may even feel lighter for women with sensitive digestion. And if you have high cholesterol, choose versions that are unsweetened and free of hydrogenated oils. Natural peanut butter should contain only 1 ingredient: peanuts. The simpler it is, the better it is for your heart. This is exactly why many traditional cultures use nut pastes as their main source of strength. The Aztec warriors, for example, carried ground nut pastes during long journeys. These pastes gave them hours of steady energy, without the crashes that come from bread or sugar. When you watch women in their 70s or 80s who remain active and mobile, you'll often notice they rely on whole foods like nuts, seeds, and legumes, not powders, pills, or packaged snacks. Linda's story continues here too. She used to reach for cookies whenever she felt tired in the afternoon. "Just something sweet to help me push through," she told me. But that sugar crash was stealing her energy and hurting her muscles. When she replaced her cookies with a tablespoon of almond butter and a few apple slices, everything changed. Her cravings faded, her energy held steady, and her evening strength improved. She noticed that her legs didn't feel as wobbly when she walked from the kitchen to the living room. Making peanut butter at home is surprisingly simple. Roast 4 cups of peanuts at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. Let them cool, then blend them in a food processor for 8 to 10 minutes until creamy. The natural oils will bring everything together without additives. Almond butter works the same way and tastes just as rich. Here's how to use nut butter throughout your day. For breakfast, spread it on whole grain toast or mix a spoonful into a smoothie. For lunch, add it to your oatmeal or blend it into a creamy sauce. For dinner, use a small spoonful in a vegetable stir-fry or drizzle it over roasted chicken and greens. These tiny additions keep your energy steady and your muscles supported from morning to night. And right after dinner, try this 1-minute ritual. Stand tall and march in place for 60 seconds. Lift your knees gently, move your arms softly. This simple movement teaches your body to use the healthy fats you just ate, sending energy straight to your legs and hips. Women tell me this 1-minute march helps them feel lighter, more stable, and more awake in the evening. In a moment, we'll take a sharp turn. Because even if you eat these 3 powerful foods, there are still certain everyday habits that can shut down your muscle gains without warning. Let's talk about the first one, something many women use in their kitchens every single day. Most women over 60 don't realize that one of the biggest threats to their muscles isn't sugar, and it isn't lack of exercise. It's the cooking oil sitting right on their kitchen counter. Seed oils like canola, soybean, and peanut oil are advertised as heart-healthy. But inside the body, especially the body of a post-menopausal woman, they tell a very different story. Seed oils create inflammation, deep, slow, silent inflammation that spreads through your muscles and joints. When these oils are heated above 350 degrees, they break down into oxidized fats, tiny, toxic fragments that circulate through your bloodstream. These oxidized fats stiffen your muscles, slow down recovery, and weaken the tissues that support your joints. And because women after menopause already face hormonal changes that lower their metabolism, seed oils make the problem even worse. They slow your metabolic rate, encourage belly fat to build up around the waist, and drain your energy long before the day is over. A 2020 clinical study showed that seniors who cooked with seed oils recovered from exercise almost 50% slower than those who use natural oils like olive or coconut. Their muscles stayed sore longer. Their strength gains were smaller. Their inflammation markers were significantly higher. The drop in performance wasn't from age, it was from the oils they used every day. This explains what happened to Charles, an 82-year-old former athlete who couldn't understand why he wasn't gaining muscle despite eating high-protein meals. He cooked everything in canola oil. When he stopped using seed oils and switched to olive oil, his muscle strength improved in just a few weeks. But for women over 60, the impact is even stronger. Seed oils don't just weaken muscle recovery, they increase joint pain. When your joints hurt, you move less. When you move less, your muscles shrink faster. This is why many women feel their knees flare up after cooking with seed oil or eating fried food. It isn't the food, it's the oil. And if you're on blood pressure medication, this matters even more. Switching away from seed oils can improve endothelial function, the health of the cells that line your blood vessels. Better endothelial function means smoother blood flow, better oxygen delivery, and safer heart health. Linda saw this firsthand. She used to saute everything in canola oil because she thought it was the healthy choice, but her knees always ached, especially when climbing stairs. When she swapped canola oil for extra virgin olive oil, her knee pain eased within a few weeks. She told me, "I didn't realize oil could make such a difference." Luckily, the solution is simple. Replace seed oils with healthier options that support your muscles instead of harming them. Use extra virgin olive oil for everyday cooking. Use coconut oil for higher heat. Use avocado oil when you need something light and clean. For deep heat cooking, try beef tallow or grass-fed butter. These natural fats stay stable at high temperatures and contain vitamins that your muscles actually benefit from. Removing seed oils is one of the fastest ways to help your muscles recover, calm inflammation, and bring back strength you thought was gone forever. In the next section, we'll uncover another hidden muscle blocker, one most women drink every single morning without knowing how deeply it affects their strength. For many women over 60, a warm cup of coffee in the late afternoon or evening feels comforting. It's a small ritual that brings calm after a long day. But what most women don't realize is that this simple habit can quietly weaken their muscles, disturb their sleep, and drain their energy without warning. Coffee isn't the enemy when used in the morning, but drinking it too late in the day, especially before bed, creates a chain reaction in the body that works against you. Coffee contains polyphenols that block your body's ability to absorb iron, and iron is the very mineral your muscles rely on to receive oxygen. When iron absorption drops, your muscles don't get the oxygen they need, and they begin to feel heavy, shaky, or slow. This effect is twice as strong in women over 60 because so many already struggle with low iron levels or borderline anemia, but that's only the beginning. Caffeine triggers a cortisol spike, the stress hormone that breaks down muscle tissues when it stays high for too long. Women after menopause are especially sensitive to this spike. With lower estrogen levels, your body has a harder time calming itself down, which means caffeine lingers longer, raises stress levels higher, and forces your muscles to break down faster than they would in younger years. And then comes dehydration. Coffee pulls water out of the body. This might not sound serious, but even mild dehydration reduces muscle strength by up to 15% and increases the risk of cramps and nighttime leg weakness. Many women say their legs feel restless, tight, or unsteady at night, and dehydration from late coffee is a major reason why. Sleep is the next victim. After menopause, the brain becomes far more sensitive to anything that disrupts rest. Caffeine cuts into deep sleep, the exact stage where your body repairs muscle tissue. Without deep sleep, your muscles never fully recover. You may eat well, exercise gently, and try to stay active. But if your sleep is broken, your muscles never rebuild the way they should. This is exactly what happened to Jane, a 68-year-old grandmother. She drank 2 cups of coffee every evening while watching TV. She couldn't understand why she woke up exhausted or why her legs felt stiff every morning. When she switched her evening coffee to warm cinnamon tea, her sleep deepened, her legs relaxed, and her morning strength slowly returned. Linda had a similar experience. She didn't drink much coffee, but even a single cup after lunch made her sleep lighter and her legs weaker the next morning. When she replaced her afternoon coffee with ginger tea, everything changed. She slept deeper. She woke up feeling steadier, and the shaky feeling in her legs almost disappeared. Ginger tea soothes digestion, warms the stomach, and calms inflammation. A perfect choice for women with sensitive systems. Cinnamon tea balances blood sugar and pairs beautifully with a small evening snack. Both are gentle options that support your muscles instead of draining them. If you love coffee, you don't have to give it up. Just move it earlier in the day. Make your last cup before noon. Let your evenings be caffeine-free, peaceful, and restorative. Because the next muscle blocker affects women even more than caffeine, and it's hiding in one of the most common foods at nearly every breakfast table. White bread is one of the most common foods in American homes, especially for women over 60 who grew up eating it for breakfast or using it for quick sandwiches. But behind its soft texture and comforting taste lies a problem almost no one talks about. White bread hits your bloodstream like a sugar bomb. With a glycemic index of around 75, it raises blood sugar faster than many desserts. And for women after menopause, who naturally become more sensitive to blood sugar swings. This rise hits even harder. Here's why this matters for your muscles. When blood sugar spikes, your body produces a surge of insulin to bring it back down. But insulin does more than lower sugar. It also blocks amino acids, the building blocks of muscle, from entering your muscle cells. That means even if you eat protein-rich meals, even if you drink Greek yogurt smoothies or enjoy lentil soups, white bread can block your muscles from absorbing the nutrients they need. This effect was clearly shown in a 2022 study that followed seniors for 16 weeks. Those who ate white bread daily had 45% less muscle protein synthesis than those who avoided refined grains. Their muscles struggled to repair themselves. Their energy dropped faster. Their inflammation levels rose. It wasn't age, it was the bread. Women over 60 face an even tougher challenge. After menopause, insulin sensitivity naturally declines. This makes the body react more intensely to refined carbs. White bread doesn't just drain your muscles, it encourages belly fat around the waist and hips, the exact areas where women often notice fast changes after menopause. And this weight gain isn't just cosmetic. Belly fat increases inflammation, and inflammation speeds up muscle loss. Linda learned this the hard way. She loved white toast with butter in the morning. It was quick, simple, familiar. But she noticed her legs felt heavier by noon, and her afternoon walks became shorter and slower. When she swapped white bread for sprouted grain bread, everything changed. Her digestion felt smoother, her energy steadier, and the nagging ache in her legs eased within a month. "I didn't think one slice of bread could matter," she said, "but apparently it does." If white bread is part of your routine, the good news is you don't need to give it up all at once. Start with a small win. Replace just one slice of white bread each day. Choose sprouted grain bread, oats, or even sweet potatoes as your gentle carb. These foods support blood sugar balance, reduce inflammation, and allow your muscles to absorb the protein you're working so hard to eat. Give yourself 30 days. One slice swapped each morning. One gentle change. You may be surprised by how much stronger your legs feel and how much steadier your steps become. Because sometimes it's not the big changes that rebuild your muscles, but the small choices you make every single day. Up next is the final step. Pulling everything together so you can start seeing real strength in your body again. So here's what truly matters. If you want to rebuild strength after 60, your muscles need more than protein. They need the right combination of gentle digestion, steady micronutrients, and foods that work with your hormones, not against them. 3 foods stand out above the rest. Greek yogurt for slow, steady protein and calcium, lentils for iron, oxygen, and long-lasting energy, and nut butters for healthy fats that help your body absorb the vitamins your muscles rely on. And just as important are the foods you avoid. Seed oils that inflame your muscles, coffee before bed that disrupts sleep and recovery, and white bread that blocks amino acids from reaching your muscles. Removing these 3 from your daily routine protects every bit of strength you're working so hard to build. Women over 60 deserve a different approach, one that respects the changes in digestion, hormones, and metabolism that come with this stage of life. When you follow this path, everything begins to shift. Linda is living proof. By making these small changes, she now stands up with confidence, walks with steadier legs, sleeps more deeply, and feels stronger than she has in years. Her journey can be yours too. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these hidden habits have been stealing your strength without you realizing it? Was it the seed oils, the evening coffee, or the white bread you thought was harmless? Share your experience in the comments. Your story may be the exact message another woman needs to finally understand what's been holding her back. And tomorrow, I'm revealing something extraordinary. The one ancient food that has been clinically shown to increase muscle activation by 38% without any exercise at all. Especially powerful for women after 60. It's simple, affordable, and surprisingly common. Yet almost no one knows how to use it correctly. If you want to keep learning, keep growing stronger, and keep reclaiming the energy you thought you lost, make sure you're here for tomorrow's lesson. A new chapter of strength begins with one small choice.